There is a question that follows every human being from the moment they first grasp what more means. How much is enough? And the answer never comes. Watch anyone long enough, and you will see it. The person who has a house wants a bigger one. The person who has a job wants a promotion. The person who has enough saved for retirement wants enough to leave behind. The goalposts keep moving. Not because the person is bad, because the mind has a quiet, relentless logic. I will be happy when I have just a little more, and then a little more after that. The question is never answered, it is only postponed. There is a story from the old texts. It is about a king and an old man, and it was written to catch that logic before it consumes you. In a capital city, a man of 70 years went to the palace. He had lived a full life, children, a house, food on the table, clothes on his back. By any reasonable measure, he had enough. But he carried a sorrow that had nothing to do with need. He had never died rich. That was the wound. Not that he lacked anything, but that he had not gathered enough to leave behind. He said to the king, "I have one last wish. I want to die a wealthy man." The king could have given him gold. Instead, he said, "I will give you as much as your heart desires, but only by your own work. 1 gold coin for every round trip you swim across the river and back. Start at sunrise. You have until sunset." The old man forgot he was 70. He forgot his body had not swum in 50 years. He went home and announced, "Tomorrow, we will be rich." This is the first deception of greed. It does not feel like greed. It feels like enthusiasm. It feels like a second wind. The old man calculated. 5 minutes across, 5 minutes back, 10 minutes per coin. In an hour, 6 coins. In 12 hours, 72 coins. He had already spent the money in his mind. The river, which was wide, began to look small. The sun, which would set, seemed irrelevant. The king met him at the riverbank with the ministers and the townspeople. The king said, "Swim carefully. You have all day. Do only as much as you need." The chief minister whispered anxiously, "If you give away wealth like this, the treasury will collapse." The king said, "Watch. Observe how the mind works." The old man dove in. On the first trip, he swam fast. He touched the opposite bank, turned around, and came back. The king placed a gold coin in front of him. The old man saw the coin and felt a surge of energy that had nothing to do with his body. He swam again and again. After 2 hours, a pile of coins had formed. He did not stop to drink water. He did not eat. He had forgotten that we earn in order to live. He had begun to live in order to earn. By afternoon, his pace had slowed. By evening, his body was failing. The king said, "You have enough. Stop." The old man said, "The sun has not set yet. This is a golden opportunity. When wealth comes to you on its own, would you reject it?" He swam one more time. His stroke was barely a stroke. He reached the far bank. He turned around. He swam toward the finishing bank. And just before he touched it, his heart gave out. The coin pile sat on one side. His body lay on the other. The king looked at the crowd and said, "No one's wealth ever truly belongs to them. They only gather it and leave it behind. That is what greed does from the inside. No one volunteered to swim the next day. They all went home quietly. The old text calls this me greedha, do not be greedy. Not just about money, about anything. Seeing, listening, eating, working. The moment the mind says, I want more, without a limit, it begins to destroy the very life it is trying to secure. We accumulate in order to live, but somewhere along the way, the order reverses, and we find ourselves living in order to accumulate. The old man did not die because he was poor. He died because he could not stop. There are two ways to finish this life. One is to earn, and then die. The other is to earn, use it, enjoy it, and then move on. The difference is not in the amount of gold. It is in whether you ever let yourself feel that you have enough. The old man's body lay on the bank. The gold lay beside him, and the river kept flowing. That gold is still sitting somewhere. Someone else's hands are counting it now, and somewhere, someone is 70 years old, telling themselves they will be happy when they have just a little more. This is the Atma Theory. If these ideas resonate with you, join us on this journey. Clear mind, meaningful life.